Hi, this is Bob Barnes for Natural Video and the Birding Video Store. Welcome to our survey of the birds of this wonderful area. The Chapada is located an hour's drive north of Cuiabá, Brazil. Cuiabá is the gateway to the northern Pantanal. Because of the proximity of these two areas, they are often visited together. Whereas the Pantanal is the world's largest freshwater marsh and very flat, the Chapada has beautiful sandstone cliffs which add topography to a country not known for vertical relief. Although many of the bird species found here can also be found in the Pantanal, a number cannot, or are found in the Chapada more easily. Let's begin our survey of some of the Chapada's bird species. The black vulture is a monotypic New World species, meaning there are no subspecies. Its range is extensive, ranging from South America northward as far as the eastern United States. It is a carrion eater and generally found in flocks, either soaring overhead, at carrion, or in tree roost. We typically found this species along the cliffs where they could slip from their perch to soar away above the landscape below. We saw one roadside hawk during our stay in the Chapada. We were hiking up a road after taping swallow wings and stopped to give our tripods a rest. This bird watched our progress from a tree along the road and obliged us with this clip. The roadside hawk has a range which extends from Mexico to northern Argentina. There are many races of this species. This is probably the subspecies Magnaplumis. The red-legged Surima is one of the classic birds of Brazil. It reminds me somewhat of the secretary bird you may see in Kenya. The typical site reported for this bird is north of Poconé in the Pantanal, but we found many here in the Chapada and often heard them calling in the distance. The exact behavior we were observing in these clips was not clear to us. Nest sites are typically in trees a few feet off the ground, and its diet generally consists of small birds, reptiles, and mammals. They were probably not feeding or nesting. In any case, this group seemed to prefer this area. The ruddy ground dove is polytypic, with the nominant form found here. They can be found in a variety of habitats, but generally prefer forest edges or open woodlands. Ruddy ground doves typically forage on the ground for seeds and build their nests in low trees or shrubs. Their range extends from Mexico to northern Argentina, being absent in the Andes and the west coast of South America. The blue-winged macaw is monotypic and has a range which is restricted to eastern Brazil. Chapada National Park is an excellent location to see red and green macaw. Stand or lie by the edge of the high cliffs and watch the macaws zip by on their way to and from their nests, which are on the cliffs. This large monotypic bird, almost a meter in length, has a significant range for a macaw. It's found in South America, east of the Andes as far south as Bolivia and Paraguay. The range of the blue-headed parrot is even larger than the red and green macaws. It's found in much of Central America and in South America as far south as Bolivia and Paraguay, again, only east of the Andes. It is monotypic, nests in tree cavities, and can be found in forests, forest edges, or here, along the cliffs. The white-eyed parakeet is found in South America east of the Andes. As far south as northern Argentina and Uruguay, there are two subspecies. It's generally found in a flock, is a cavity nester, and eats a variety of food types. The smooth-billed ani is found in Central and South America, as far south as northern Argentina. It's monotypic. They are typically found in small groups in open areas, either natural or cultivated. They have communal nests, which contain the eggs of more than one female. Smooth-billed anis are known to eat small creatures like frogs and lizards, but they diet primarily on insects. The burrowing owl is found in much of the Americas. I have taped this species as far north as Spokane, Washington. There are a number of subspecies. The Brazilian name for the burrowing owl translates to the owl which lives in the ground. They may excavate their own burrows or use burrows dug by mammals. They diet almost exclusively on insects, are generally found in open areas, and are often in small family groups. Otherwise, they are quite territorial. The rufous-tailed jacamar is polytypic and has a range which extends from Central America to northern Argentina. They eat insects which they often catch on the wing. insects like the blue morphos seen in these clips. Rufous-tailed jacamar is often found near streams, due at least in part to their nesting habits. They build nests in the root tangles along banks, and in burrows they dig into the banks. They also nest in termite mounds. The pale-crested woodpecker has a range limited to central South America, where they can be found in dry scrub and forests. It's typically found in the middle gallery, where it excavates dead wood to gain access to ant tunnels, ants being the mainstay of its diet. The narrow-billed woodcreeper is a polytypic species found in eastern Brazil southward to central Argentina. There is also a disjointed population at the mouth of the Amazon. It is most commonly found in dry forest, either Chaco or Cerrado, and in cultivated areas. The range of the gray monchita is limited to eastern Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, northern Argentina, and eastern Bolivia. There are two subspecies. It usually hunts from a perch, in a tree or on a fence. They usually drop to the ground to catch insects rather than catch them on the wing. The cliff flycatcher is polytypic and may in fact be two separate species, the northern cliff flycatcher and the southern cliff flycatcher. The form found here is the southern cliff flycatcher. If you consider the populations to be the same species, the subspecies found here has a range restricted to southeastern Brazil, Uruguay, and eastern Paraguay, with a disjointed population in Bolivia and Argentina. The other subspecies is found along the Andes, in the tepuis in northern South America, as well as Guyana. They are usually found, as you might guess, along cliffs, but increasingly with urbanization, they are sometimes found near tall buildings. They typically flycatch from a perch. The white-eared puffbird is found in eastern Peru and Bolivia, and south of the Amazon to northern Argentina. It's polytypic. It hunts insects from a perch, dropping down to catch them on the ground. I've seen small family groups hunting from the same snag. Like other puffbirds, it nests in an underground burrow. This female helmeted manakin cannot be mistaken because of its head shape. The male has a bright red head. It is monotypic, being found only in central Brazil and parts of Paraguay. Within this range, it's found in a variety of habitats. It's a fruit eater. The curl-crested jay has a range which is restricted to south-central Brazil. There are no subspecies. The curl-crested jay prefers forest edges and cerrado and is often found in a small, loosely formed group. The Donocopias, or black-capped mocking thrush in some sources, and black-capped Donocopias in others, is an exceptionally pretty bird. It's found in most of Brazil and northern South America, east of the Andes, where it's usually found near water. The Donocopias is now grouped with the wrens. In the past, it was grouped with the mimids. There are a number of subspecies of burnished buff tanager, grouped into two types. These birds are of the flava type and are most likely the Margiradia subspecies. This species is found in a variety of habitats and forage at all levels of the canopy or in individual trees. Burnished buff tanagers are often found in small groups. Although absent from the Andes, the palm tanager is generally found throughout the northern half of South America. It's often associated with palms, in which it frequently nests and forages for fruit and insects. The rather bland coloration of this species will vary significantly with the light. Compare the bird in these clips with the individuals in our The Birds of Brazil's Pantanal tape. The white-rumped tanager has a range which is restricted to southern Brazil and parts of northern Bolivia and Paraguay. Red-legged Surima can be heard calling in the background. It's generally associated with the Cerrado, but can also be found in edge habitat near forests. This species forages in brush for insects, berries, and seeds, and will sometimes duet from exposed but low perches. There are two subspecies. The dominant form is found here. The Guarara tanager is found in most of Brazil and in adjacent areas. It is polytypic. It prefers thicker forests than most of the species seen in this tape. It's often found in mixed flocks, foraging for fruit and insects. The swallow tanager is a polytypic species generally found in the northern half of South America, but being absent from the Andes, parts of the Amazon basin, and northeastern Brazil. The swallow tanager is often found in open woodlands or forest edges where they form loose flocks. They generally do not flock with other species. They are often seen sitting on exposed perches from which they sally forth to catch insects on the wing. Both the male, which is blue, and the female, which is green, are striking birds. We spent some time trying to locate the nest of this bird. It was exhibiting nesting behavior and was in the immediate proximity to banks in a forested area. Swallow tanagers nest in burrows dug in banks. Although unsuccessful in finding the nest, we enjoyed long lingering views of both the male and female. These black-throated saltators proved to be a difficult identification problem. Although all of the classic field marks, like the bright saltator-shaped bill, were there, the lighting kept making these birds appear hooded. It is found in parts of eastern Brazil, southward to northern Bolivia and Paraguay. They often perch high in scrub and are usually found in the Cerrado. Although they generally glean in scrub for food, they sometimes drop to the ground to feed. The brown capuchin monkey is found throughout Brazil and Paraguay and small parts of adjacent countries. There is a fair amount of color variation associated with geographic distribution in this species. In addition, there is significant variation within the troop of 5 to 20 individuals. They are omnivores, feeding on fruit, nuts, nectars, and small creatures. They demonstrate significant understanding of food resources, breaking nuts open, searching through debris for small animals, etc. They are found in a variety of forested habitats. This ends our survey of the birds of the Chapada and its tall cliffs and waterfalls. And now for a glimpse of the Pantanal. The Pantanal is a very different habitat. It's a land of wood storks, thrush-like wrens, and roosting egrets and herons. Here, if you look long and carefully, you may find the occasional snake, a rare but thrilling event. This ends our survey of the birds of the Chapada. Please visit our website at www.birdingvideo.com. For Natural Video and the Birding Video Store, this is Bob Barnes. Good birding.